And she gets thrown through the wall. Come on, 11, why are you letting him treat you like that? You should be throwing him through a wall with your crazy mind powers. Hey friends, John here, and welcome to The Martial Actor. Today I'll be reacting to Millie Bobby Brown in Enola Holmes. Now, I was super stoked to see trailers for this. I'm a really big fan of Millie Bobby Brown. She's the best part of Stranger Things. And so when I saw that she was doing this movie with Henry Cavill, who's a great fighter, I was super stoked to see how they were gonna put a twist on a Sherlock Holmes story with her in it. And I'm super psyched. So let's dive right in. Okay, so just to give a little bit of context, Enola is sneaking into this warehouse to find clues about the whereabouts of her mom. Now, while she's there, she encounters this guy in a bowler hat who's trying to kill her. So she's about to get into a fight with this dude, and this is basically the only fight scene in the film. I wanted them to have a little bit more, but I was pretty pleased with how it turned out. So we'll go ahead and watch it.
I'm not sure I ever described how a typical day's education.
So they do this a lot in the film where Enola will break the fourth wall and talk directly to the camera, which is a really interesting mechanic. Now, I haven't seen this done in a fight scene before, so I was really interested to see how they did it.
I'd work on my physics. And after lunch, I'd focus on fitness. Gotcha! Followed by fight combat.
So she elbows him, and then we get this really cool stunt right here. So we're going to rewind a little bit. So you can see here, Millie Bobby Brown's stunt double has Burn Gorman's stunt double, and she's holding his arm. So what she's about to do is she's about to throw her legs over her body and do a backflip, while Burn Gorman's stunt double is throwing his legs behind his body and doing a front flip. Now, when you synchronize those two together, it makes it look like Enola is taking down Mr. Bowler Hat Man. Now, it's not logistically difficult to do. The one stunt person is doing a backflip, the other one is doing a front flip, but it is difficult to time, and it looks very visually interesting on camera. So yeah, super happy they did that. I thought it looked great. And then Enola's just kind of running away from Bowler Hat Man. He hooks her with a cane, and we're getting this really interesting cinematic technique where they're flashing back and then forward between Enola as a child sparring with her mom, and then forward with the Bowler Hat Man as it's going. I think it works really well. They're even synchronizing the choreo, you can see. So Helena Bonham Carter did a back fist, he did a back fist, he throws her, and then Helena Bonham Carter throws her. Like it works really well, and it's very cinematically engaging to watch. Now, I just have to say, Millie Bobby Brown is 16 years old. She started filming Stranger Things when she was like 12. And so she is not a trained fighter. She's an actress. And so I think that it's really great that they're using this character development time in order to give her room to breathe, give her room to react as a character. It really builds the tension, and it's very cinematically interesting to watch, very character-driven, and it works out well, again, because she is an actress, not a fighter, even though she does do a good job in this clip. And again, here's the moment. She's like breathing, and this is where she's breaking the fourth wall, right? We're looking exactly at camera, and she is looking at like Bowler Hat Man, so it's not quite a true fourth wall break, but it is something that's interesting. And then she gets a front kick, does a roundhouse, he grabs her, and then he kind of throws her over. And again, these reaction shots, so great. And then Helena Bonham Carter gets a leg cinch, and so she tries to copy it and does not do a good job. And she gets thrown through the wall. Come on, 11, why are you letting him treat you like that? You should be throwing him through a wall with your crazy mind powers. And he pulls out a knife. We get an escalation of the fight. And this is actually really great sound design, right? So when you're slashing a knife through the air, it doesn't make sounds because it's not long enough to displace the air and make a sound. Swords do, rapiers do, but knives don't. But it's good sound design because they're helping enforce the idea that the knife is slashing through the air, right? So looks great. and then he stabs her. But surprise, surprise, she's wearing a whalebone corset. And again, she breaks the fourth wall here.
No.
And then in true Sherlock fashion, uses her wits to get out of the situation. And that's the end of the fight. So that is a pretty short clip, and that's basically the extent of all the fighting in the movie. Now, when I first started watching it, I was hoping they would do it more like the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock, where we get to see fighting from a really interesting perspective from Sherlock's mindset, and see him kind of calculate the probability of a fight scene. And we didn't get that, but I can appreciate how they are trying to reinvent the story from a young heroine's eyes. And I think that Millie Bobby Brown did a great job. Again, she's like so young. She's only 16 and she's an actress, not a fighter. And so all things considered, I thought she did a very good job. I think that the way that they portrayed Enola as a young woman who is a trained fighter, but is also still a very young woman, sold. I totally bought it, and I totally bought the character and the story and the fights that they did present in the clip. I really hope that Millie Bobby Brown does more of this kind of stuff. I would really love to see her move more into the fighting sphere, perhaps in like a DC or Marvel capacity, or even just like as a Milo Jovovich, just have a series that is totally action-oriented where she's the main character. I would love to see that kind of stuff. I think, again, she does a great job on Stranger Things, but there isn't a lot of combat there either. So, yeah. But yeah, that's all I've got for you today. So take care of yourself, take care of each other, and I'll see you next time.
Test 1, 2, 3, test 1, 2, 3.
And so I think Millie Bobby Brown did a great job. Now we're recording. Okay. And it gets thrown through a wall. 11, don't let him do you like that.